driver, Haydon Paddon.
Brilliant result. They made the point that it's been 12 months since he's been on the podium. He's had a torrid time. He's carried the bad luck of the team in many ways. We could take, for instance, Portugal, where basically he stopped, firstly because of the electrical problem in the steering wheel. Next day they restarted him and he stopped with power steering failure. When they took the power steering apart, they found the hydraulic ram was pushing too hard up against the circlip. The circlip on his car broke, no power steering. So they took Danny Sordo's one out, it serviced that night, and it had bent it. They took Terry's out and they just replaced it. So Terry and Danny were benefiting from the mistakes being found in Haydon's car. Haydon is the fastest driver out there. Hyundai's the best car. It's got the best engine, and it's certainly the best car. And Haydon is the quickest driver. You've only got to look at the stage times in Poland between service on the Friday and the finish of Saturday night, which is the really heart of the rally. And he was the quickest driver. His stage times were faster than anyone else. So he is really quick. But if he didn't have bad luck, he would be having no luck at all. And he really was finding out a lot of problems for the car.
Very briefly, America's Cup versus World Rally Championship. Two different media focuses.
Two different media focuses. I think the winning of the America's Cup, I think the most important part of that, I love it I've always followed America's Cup, but the most important thing to me is the technology side of it. The fact that we were able to beat all the power of Oracle and BMW. And here is little New Zealand outfoxed them in terms of technology. And I see the big comparison to what the opportunities we have in New Zealand is we have in McLaren. McLaren make race cars, they make road cars, but they have a company called McLaren Technologies. And that is the engine room that drives the money behind McLaren. And the same thing can be happening out of New Zealand Incorporated. We obviously, in the world, people wanting things built and designed and manufactured, they'll be looking at the Kiwis and saying, wow, that was seriously impressive.
Thank you very much indeed. Just a moment or two, we'll be asking the question, should meat be on the menu?